What's going on, Geminites? GemMint here, and as many of you know, we're doing our second exclusive variant with Dynamite Entertainment, and this one's a special one because my daughter Jade Hope did the cover art, and it's going to be her first published artwork in the comic book industry. So I figured who better to get on the channel to give us a rundown of what's happening in this new Invincible Red Sonja than co-writers Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Conner. Before we get into it, make sure to hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video, and stay tuned to the end. I'll tell you what you got to do to enter in our 125,000 subscriber giveaway, where we're giving away a Spider-Man premium format statue.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for coming. We got Jimmy and Amanda, basically pillars in the comic book industry with collected experience over some decades now. You guys have been in it for a while.
Sadly, yeah. It's,
we're not going to say
old,
how
I'm
many.
getting old by the minute right here. Not right here, but, you know, in comics in general.
Probably one of your most notable runs together would be the Harley Quinn run that you guys worked on for a number of years. I think over 100 issues. We have the omnibus on the table. And we're here to talk about the new book that kind of connects both of us, this new Red Sonja book from Dynamite titled Invincible Red Sonja.
We were looking to see what we were going to do next after Harley, and we were just going down characters that we love that, you know, would not feel like work to work on. And the guys at Dynamite offered us, you know, pretty much anything we wanted, and we asked for Sonja, and they gave it to us. So we're having a blast doing it. I mean, we're working on a third issue right now, but it's definitely we were just huge fans of Roy Thomas and Barry Smith and Frank Thorne and So we're going to try to do them justice and do our, you know, our version of Sonja, which is pretty loyal actually to the original version.
That's good to know. And you guys are co-writing this together. And Amanda, you're doing some covers as well?
Yeah, I'm doing some covers. I wish I were faster because I would love to do the insides, but I'm really glad that Mortat is doing them because he's making them beautiful.
And Jimmy, you worked with him back in the Jonah Hex days, right?
Yeah, we worked together on All-Star Western for a lot of issues, and we even did a Kickstarter together for a book called Killing Time in America that he just kicked ass on. He's terrific, and he's doing everything. He's penciling, inking it, and coloring it. So it's his work. It's just beautiful.
It's like a one-stop shop. Where did the title Invincible Red Sonja come from? And why does it look like Incredible Hulk, or is that just me?
No, it was actually my suggestion. I figured let's have some fun. Something happens in the story mid-story, like issue 3 and 4, where she earns that title. I don't want to give it away, but
okay,
it definitely, in the first couple of pages, you see it at work, and then we go back to a week before, and we tell the story. But it's just our idea of, you know, to have some fun with wizards and all this kind of craziness going on. So it earns the title, but it takes a little time to get there.
It's also kind of like a throwback, like back in the day, every character had an adjective like explaining who they are on the front of their comics. Like they were either uncanny or amazing or sensational.
Yes,
that's true. That's true. I never thought of that. Spectacular Spider-Man. He's not just Spider-Man. He's spectacular.
You can't just be adjectiveless. Like, I mean, you got to have something.
Well, I don't think anybody had Invincible yet, so we were like, "Oh, let's take this one."
Yeah.
So I know that this run is planned for 6 issues, but we all know with success comes sequels. If it's a successful run, do you guys have plans on where to go after issue 6?
Yeah. So I mean, they asked us to do more, and I just said, let's see how the reception to this book is first. I try to stay realistic. You know, if everybody on the internet starts yelling, "This sucks," I think it's, you know, best time to slip out the back door and run.
Right.
But yeah, it's you know, we're not telling the end of Sonja's life, so if they want more, there's more stories. You know, this is a character that can, you know, like Harley and like Jonah Hex, like all the comics we've done, we can write hundreds of these. But we're going to shoot for 6 to knock your socks off with 6 and hope we win an audience with it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I hope my audience definitely picks it up. You know, we are doing an exclusive cover for this as well, and it's my daughter's first ever published artwork. So super excited with a proud dad moment. And I thought it was so cool. Like, we didn't ask for a number 1. We did a Vampirella cover. And I guess maybe kind of like you guys, like, all right, what else do you guys have that we can play with in the toy box? And Red Sonja was there, so it just happened to be that you guys were launching this new run, and the timing was just perfect on it.
Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty spectacular and pretty awesome for her. So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Should be proud.
Definitely, extremely proud. You guys have been in the industry now for a little bit. What have you noticed has changed the most since you guys first got into it?
We've gotten much better.
And jobs come easier.
We've gotten much better at what we do.
So.
I think what changed the most is, for me, and you can your observation. For me, the loyalty to companies is gone. I think that I've seen the audience follow creators more than they follow companies, and the completist mentality is somewhat gone. It's less important. Like it used to be, you have to buy every issue of every book, and I see a lot of people, they love characters, but they're like, oh, I don't like this team on it, and they switch to something else, or they try a new book, and I see the loyalty. At least I feel the loyalty. It shows, especially that people have people will bring books to us, and it's from like 5 different companies, and and we're so happy to see that. This is a business based on creators, not companies. The companies are there to facilitate what we do, but honestly, that's the thing I've seen change, is that people follow. They now know who the creators are a hell of a lot more, and they follow them everywhere. So I think that's cool. I
think we used to know who the creators were, back when we were kids. And when I say kids, I mean, 30 and under.
Right.
But yeah, we used to follow creators, but I think a lot of people, and there's a lot more comic readers now than there ever were, in my lifetime anyway. I think maybe when my parents were kids, that's when there were the most comic book readers. But now I feel like there's more comic book readers than ever.
I can attest to that. When I was younger, I just followed the character, and I didn't really put together who was who until maybe I noticed an artist I really liked, or a writer really drew me in, and then I was like, okay, let's check out the other stuff from this Todd McFarlane guy or whoever, and that's true. And then you start, and then maybe as you mature, you start following the creative team. So hopefully, you guys made a huge impact with Harley Quinn. I think it changed the cosplay world for some years to come, and hopefully they follow you over here to Red Sonja. Her cosplay is kind of tough to pull off, though. I don't know if we're going to see too much of it, but
in the summer it's good.
Yeah, I think also she wears an outfit or two, a different outfit or two in the book. So we challenge the cosplayers. But yeah, I get it though. It must be tough to get in that Sonja costume with having like $400 silver hanging off you.
Well, I remember when back in the day, she was a very cosplayed character. Like Wendy Pini used to cosplay as Red Sonja, and like a few others, and they would make appearances at conventions all the time, and it was awesome.
I remember them well.
I never saw them in real life, but I remember seeing pictures of them in comics.
There's actually on some of the covers there's cosplay Sonjas that look pretty amazing.
Dynamite does that, right? The cosplay covers. Yeah, that's right.
I love that. I think anything you can do to get the audience involved with the book is great.
Yeah. That's something that's a huge change since when we first got into comics. Is there was always cosplay, but it's exploded now. It is way bigger than it used to be. It's like a whole thing. Cosplayers are at their own booths now and signing photos and stuff like that. And that never used to be. That never used to be the case. Back in the 80s, you'd see the occasional cosplayer, but now it's really booming.
Yeah, I'm sure with the boom of social media and these cosplayers start building up their own following, and like you said, some of them will be the star of certain cons, get their own booth and everything. So
they get treated better than us, that's for sure.
I don't know about that.
Speaking of characters that are difficult to cosplay, you do have a Vampirella cover that you're crowdfunding now in Indiegogo with Dynamite as well. And Amanda, that was kind of your breakout from doing the Archie stuff and doing more kind of I don't know, kid-friendly books to something more adult tone, horror themed, and now you're back. So you have this amazing cover, kind of playing with negative space a little bit here, right?
Yes, and I always love doing even.
I'm gonna get it. You can keep talking. I'm gonna get it. So.
Even when I was back in you know, in art school, at the Kubert school, I used to like to play with negative space. I thought it was just a fun thing to do. And I'm like, every once in a while, I'm like, oh, let's do this. So
this is the black and white version, the original.
Awesome.
So it's great. That's how big it is. It's bigger than her head.
It's bigger than my head. For now.
So it's so awesome. So Dynamite is kind of reprinting the issue number 1 from 1997, and that's something that you worked on back then as well. And they're tying it in with another book that you wrote for Vampirella, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a short story in there that Amanda wrote and drew.
That was like
in
you and I, like that's like one of the first things we worked on together
Yep.
as far as writing and drawing.
Yeah, so we asked them to put that in the book, and they did. So more cool stuff. But I think there's only I think the Indiegogo ends tomorrow or the day after, right? It's like
it looks like the campaign ends tonight, Thursday. I think technically it's like 3 Eastern. It's kind of like a midnight kind of end to get it locked in at this price. So you guys know, if you backed our campaign, to check out the Indiegogo for the Vampirella cover. It's a really cool little book because they're including like a checklist of Amanda's work with the character as well, and they're going to put some cool things. And their campaigns, they always go all out. You can get all different types of variations of the cover or CGC graded books. Yeah, so definitely a lot of nice options on the campaign there.
Yeah, I think the graded book is like pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like the idea that it's signed and graded. That's like. All right, that's pretty cool because that's a lot of work otherwise.
I love it because the book's not going to get damaged in your like long box. You know, it's encapsulated, it's protected, it has the notes, it has the grade that the third party saying is that.
We hope they do that with our heads when we die. They can kind of put them in a
like Futurama,
like Futurama, like a CGC tube where they can put us in. You know,
you mean like a little fish tank?
Yeah, they can auction it. Then you can auction our head off. You know. Yeah.
So definitely check out the Vampirella campaign and look out for the Invincible Red Sonja. Ask your LCS to order it if they can still order. I guess the future issues. I'm sure issue 1 is probably cut off by now, but
I think you can if you go in your retail this week. They can order it. So
I think it's in the ordering period now.
Right now,
I think.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, okay, even better.
Yeah. And I got one more thing. We actually, Amanda and I have a Kickstarter that starts Friday called Sex and Violence #3. We did 2 books before. This is the 3rd volume, but we're going to have that going Friday as well. It's a busy week. We're going to empty your wallets is what we're going to do.
You know, everybody's home. Everybody's ready to spend, get some nice stuff sent to them and support great artists and creators that they like. And definitely we'll include that in the description as well. So check for that. Check for Vampirella and for Red Sonja. And Jimmy, Amanda, thank you so much for coming on and letting us know what's going on with you guys and with the Red Sonja book.
Oh, thank you.
Our Thanks
pleasure.
For having us.
Yeah, and good luck with your daughter. More covers.
Yay.
Thank you.
So cool to have Amanda and Jimmy come on to talk about the Red Sonja book, her Vampirella cover, and everything else. You can RSVP for our exclusive cover in the description below, so make sure to back that. Amanda and Jimmy's Vampirella cover and their Kickstarter. Like I said, we're giving away this Spider-Man premium format statue by Sideshow Collectibles once we hit 125,000 subscribers. All you got to do is leave a comment on this video and be subscribed, and I'll pick a random video where I promoted this giveaway once we hit the milestone. Then we'll go live and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. I appreciate you guys watching. Stay minty fresh. Peace.